honestly, I had a brilliant video planned for like Kamen Rider with background, but I don't know. I just feel unmotivated right now. Sure, I've done some shorts here and there, but honestly, I don't feel the motivation to... No, not now. Not now. Santa, go back to the depths of hell until December. I cannot deal with your bullshit right now. All right. Fucking hell.
What the hell was that?
Don't worry about it. I know I've got Eastern Scheming Engine planning for release in autumn. I still need to do the stories about that, but what can I do in the meantime? That wasn't something I was expecting before the release of GTA 6. Alright, let's do it. Hey guys, what's up? So, what's the story, guys?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's right, after 21 years off our screens, Balamory, the much-loved children's show, is back with a brand new series, featuring some new faces, as well as some classic returning favourites, such as Miss Hooley, PC Plum, and Edie McCready. As well as these old returning faces, there are also some new faces in Balamory, such as Dr. Ollie, the resident vet, and also Ava Potts, the daughter of inventor Archie Potts, with some new adventures on the titular seaside town for a whole new generation. Now, when I first saw this new series of Balamory, it definitely captured some of the same flavour and essence as the original show, with using similar music scores with a more modernised beat, and some of the returning faces, such as Miss Hooley and PC Plum, being played by their original actors. Which leads me on to my first nitpick. People have been calling this show a reboot of Balamory. But here's the thing, it's not. And to better explain what a reboot is, I'm going to play you this clip from James A. Williams, who goes on to explain what a reboot actually is. So, take it away, James.
A reboot is basically taking a property or show that was popular and loved by many people years ago and then bringing it back into modern day television. And with that said, there are some pretty good reboots out there. Thunderbirds on Go, Danger Mouse, She-Ra, Morph, DuckTales. Some of these reboots try to take these already existing shows and sometimes make some elements from them seem a bit better than they were originally.
Now, if this were truly a reboot, as people were claiming, then the original actors and actresses wouldn't have come back, and there wouldn't be much connecting to the original show. But here's the thing. Miss Hooley, PC Plum, Edie McCready, Penny Pocket, they are all played by their original actors. And with some characters, they actually have a connection to the original series, such as Ava Potts being the daughter of Archie the inventor. So, honestly, this isn't a reboot. It is a continuation of the original series. Saying that though, if they wanted to do a soft reboot of Balamory, this series could provide the opportunity to do that, as it could be a bridge between the classic series and this potential reboot. And maybe in Season 2, or if it does well Season 3, maybe Miss Hooley can gain a prodigy or an understudy who presents the show alongside her, And then at the end of season 2 or season 3, Miss Hooley announces her plans to retire and lets the understudy present the show in her absence. So it would be kind of similar to what happened with Richard Cadell when he took on the mantle from Matthew Corbett as presenter of Sooty. Honestly, if I had to choose my favourite newcomer to Balamory, it would definitely have to be Dr. Ollie, because he just gives mellowed down Shooty Gatwa vibes. So, honestly, I do like him. You know, he's got that same expression as the 15th Doctor. He's just all around quite a cool character, and I like him. Now, from what I've heard, not everyone is a fan of this series, and while I do accept that it's each their own and everything, you've got to kind of accept that it's been 21 years since the original series ended, and 21 years is a very, very long time. And the kids that watched it back then are now adults, so they've got to kind of adapt it for the new generation of Balamory fans. But what they've done here is that they've struck a balance. They've made it sort of fresh for the new generation while also respecting the older fans. And with certain characters not returning, it does make sense. For example, Susie Sweet. Her actress, Mary Riggins, died in 2013. And this is where I give the show a massive, massive kudos. Because what they could have easily have done was recast Susie Sweet and then brought her back that way. But they didn't. They let the character rest. And it would imply that canonically, Susie Sweet died, which makes sense that Penny Pocket now has full run of the shop. So it makes a bit of sense there. So honestly, a massive W from the production crew. Another character's absence that makes sense is Spencer, because his actor, Rob Christensen, moved back to the USA. So it would imply that in the show, Spencer moved away as well. But the one character's absence that I don't get is Archie the inventor. Yes, we have his daughter, Ava Potts, who is carrying on his legacy, but what happened to Archie? Did he retire and move away and left sole control for the castle to his daughter? Was there a divorce between the mum and him and they became estranged? Is he dead? That was never explained. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like Ava Potts, and I appreciate that she's a inventor for a new generation of fans who are more technology driven, but it would have been nice to know what actually happened to Archie between the original series and now. I mean, Josie Jump could have moved away, so, you know, whatever happens with her, I don't know. She wasn't really a character that was my personal favourite. It was more ones like Archie and Spencer, but that's by the by. As mentioned before, this series has some very, very good musical scores. Hell, even the intro is a faithful update to the original.
What's the story in Balamory? Wouldn't you like to know? What's the story in Balamory? Where would you like to go?
And while the musical scores are going to be nowhere near as good as the originals, they are honestly some decent scores. I mean, to be fair, this...
Which coloured house, which coloured house, which coloured house is it going to be?
will never be as good as this.
And you see all the different coloured houses sitting by the sea. Well, this part of the story in Balamory asks, which is the house for me?
But honestly, that's something that I can live with. Because being honest, as Adam Martin has also said, this is a brand new series for a new generation. Sure, they've struck the balance between the older fans and the newer fans, but at its core, it's meant for the children of today. And the people that used to watch it back then are now adults. So, you know, the demographics have definitely shifted over time. So, you know, things have to change. So, in conclusion, it's a very, very good revival series. They've introduced some new stuff while also being respectful to the original series. Some of the actors from the original are back, and yeah, honestly, it's a very, very good series. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe, and as always, I will catch you on the flip side.